What is up, everybody? All right, welcome. All right, this is gonna be a different video. Um, this is something I have been actually touching on for the last 2 3 weeks, actually a month, because I did a video, and as you can see from the thumbnail, what it's about. And but before I get into that, I did a video backing a fellow reviewer on somebody that was a hypocrite doing the same thing again. About a few, was it about a month now, let's just say, and I will talk about that and the double standards and what's going on. So basically, it's going to be a juicy video, and I will try to get right into it. There's just a lot of things to cram in this video, so if I blabber on or I go on a rant, I'll tell you ahead of time. This is not a review. I will tell you my scent of tonight because uh, it is 12 o'clock. Well, 11:30 Eastern time. So, but I do. It's cold outside, so I got something really good. I'll tell you maybe in the end or maybe whatever if it comes up. All right, so uh, I got a video that we're gonna react to in the same time, touch on these key points. Uh, about women in the fragrance community, not in particular FRAGCOMM, but reviewing men's fragrances, okay? And I'm going to tell you ahead of time a few things that I don't want people to get the wrong impression. Number one thing is that word misogyny, misogynist, to other calling other people other, especially the sad thing is you see men calling other men misogynist, and for the most part I don't even think they know the full definition or the definition of it, meaning hatred of women, okay? Right, because I in this video there's a particular reviewer, fragrance reviewer, that been called this word, and like I said, nobody hates women. We are just stating reality, the facts, okay? Most of these beta male white knight simps get on here and just it's a fucking lazy way to call somebody out without even knowing what that fucking word means or whatever. Hatred of women. That's what it means, misogyny. We are just saying the truth and how it is. And apparently, why I have this video on is because other people, we're going to see their opinion, and a woman too, which I will put on a video, has a full video about this subject that we're going to get into tonight, okay? So you won't see just only guys and this and this that. There's actually a woman that tried to go and review men's fragrances. And anyway, I'll save that, further into the video. So anyway, big thing is women in the fragrance world. Uh, Not particular in particular, again, reviewing men's fragrances. Uh, there are more comers right now, I feel like, and I got a few notes here that I took down, so I'm not like sloppy or whatever, this and this and that. I'll just touch on some key points here. Hold on for a second. We are going to talk about, let me see, the future of FRAGCOMM, the woman apocalypse. That's not a good thing or a bad thing. That's just the truth again. So I'm just telling you what's going on about this hobby. About is it worth it or not at 2021 to be a fragrance reviewer, especially if you're a guy. Ideas to be successful, which again, I have a lot of great ideas in being successful if you're trying to get into this, or if you're currently a fragrance reviewer, a male fragrance reviewer, even female fragrance reviewer that's not having that success that they want. Because let's face it, look, I make six figures, right? and I'm not trying to brag on it. I can Google and I'll show you my stats and whatever receipts. I had but the thing is, we all want some perks. We all want, because it's a fucking expensive hobby, right? And when, let's say, people playing the game um, on easy mode, I can see where people would see like, oh yeah, you're hating on somebody. It's not hatred, it's an expensive hobby. So when people say, oh yeah, especially when people have money and call somebody like another fragrance reviewer, oh yeah, well, yeah, it's just jealousy. No, it's not jealousy. It's an expensive fucking hobby. Let me tell you, this hobby is probably the most expensive. No bullshit, probably one of the most, or the top five expensive hobby or video making, like reviews online, maybe next to makeup, who knows? Because no wonder why my the you know one of my successful videos, the TJ Maxx videos, are more popular, because everybody likes to find a good deal. Because this is, I mean, if you're just the average guy, it's going to take a toll, especially when you're coming in this motherfucker blind, bro. So a lot of people are not jealous, especially if other people, you see people like gaining subscribers or this and this, but you're like, okay, well, you ask yourself, well, I'm doing everything right, but what's wrong? Of course, it's gonna get personal. Again, this is money, money out of your pocket, not so simple. Something simple like doing reviews, reviewing rap videos, reviewing whatever, because reviewing is for free. You just look at, oh yeah, review what Joe Rogan's did, or cover this, or you know um you get my point. Okay, so I'll get in more into that. So what we're gonna do right now is we're going to there's the subject again. We're gonna follow on, and then I'll just get into my rants and this and this that while we play this video. Okay, sounds good. All right, let's do it. And I will move the thing so you can see it.
I would like to see Rand Paul as president, to be honest.
Okay.
Let me fast forward. I think it's right here.
In FRAGCOMM, building their
Okay.
their fiefdom, so to speak, and whether or not at the expense of male reviewers. In general, a lot of them, women or men, some of them have their shtick, as I like to say, and it gets tiresome. Anybody else out there let's say used to watch Jeremy or watches Michelle and all that, and then I'm getting kind of I stopped watching Jeremy and Debbie Rawling because I got tired of them, right? And Michelle, because maybe it's my attention span to the setup, not the information. She's very smart, right? But man, the whole setup, put your balls in position, cup of coffee, let's get into it, and then all the play. It's entertainment, but it's not holding my attention anymore.
Yeah, well, the fragrances she speaks of, I don't agree with.
Yeah,
and I think.
All right, so in this part, and again, let me before I get into this video, this is a great live stream from Mr. Smelly. There was Joey Blue Balls, Kent Shaving, and BS. I'm not familiar with Ken, but the past few days, I got to know his channel and whatnot. Of course, Miami Cuddles, shout out to him. He's really a cool guy. I actually happened to find out of Miami Cuddles. I heard of him before, but it was just FRAGCOMM is getting so oversaturated. Again, I don't want to get into that because that's more into the video. So I just knew about Miami Cuddles now, I think about a month now, ever since I backed Mr. Smelly out. Mr. Smelly, I covered him about this hypocrisy and this other girl that called him out about a video of the top 10 sexy reviewers, which he didn't even say anything offensive. But again, so it's funny, this older fragrance reviewer called him out on that video. and I will link that video I'm talking about in the description. But come to find out, she has a video on rating sexy guys and what fragrances, what famous guys, whatever famous, they're still human being, and it was a checkmate move. I won't ruin it for you, but she's doing something the same thing, but even worse because she's actually talking about sexuality. He wasn't talking about sexuality. You know, he was just, how easy and how good they are reviewing fragrances. But she was really getting into like, oh my God, and like making these gestures and this and that. So she was actually like, who the fuck, bro? You know, but I will get into that. I don't want to go on in this video, and I know you guys have a lot of things to do. But anyway, Demi Rowland and Jeremy Fragrance. For me personally, I feel like Jeremy Fragrance, ever since he hit 1 million subscribers, I mean, he does those short videos, but I just don't get his videos anymore. And compared to like his videos from back in the days, they were very entertaining, very especially when he had the women. And I'm a big believer of bringing women, especially now when more women are joining the reviewing men's fragrances. That's one key element. If you're a guy here and you're trying to be successful, whatever, bring women as much as possible on your channel, whatever, if it's your wife or whatever, this and that, bring them. But anyway, I was talking to a few other subscribers and on my Facebook group about these situations. Before I did this video, I want to get their insight of it, not only from the reviewers. I'm not going to name any names. But yes, so Jeremy, I think he's in a position that he's good, he's comfortable, that he doesn't really care. He doesn't have to work, which is not, that's his preference. That's whatever. He made it. He broke that barrier of 1 million. What else? Demi Rowland, I had a lot of people, and again, this is just the truth. A lot of people like her. She's actually really good. The fragrances, like he said, I don't agree on. They're and sometimes I just don't fuck with a lot of like expensive stuff because there is way too many clones and great underrated gems to even just start talking about all those high things. But maybe it's all promotions. He's getting paid. Who knows? Okay, because this is a very you don't know who's doing what in FRAGCOMM. It's kind of like whatever, but that's her business. Nature of the beast. But a few subscribers, which is interesting, and maybe this is a good advice to the women out there. So she started introducing her boyfriend. Okay, again, this is that's her business on her channel. But from the viewer side, there was a lot of guys that really like, why do you think these women are so successful, especially when they're dressing sexy? Okay, you got these guys, simps, whatever you want to call them, having fantasizing things, whatever, in their mind, of course. And some people don't want to watch her anymore because they feel like, okay, well, what's it called? She has a boyfriend, so that whole delusion that those men had, they're like, well, okay, well, she's not interested. Especially now that there's a lot of new it chicks that are joining the community. If I was a girl, I would leave my boyfriend out of the thing. If you're here for being successful, you know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to break 1 million or whatever. Boyfriend stuff, if I was a woman, a girl, whatever, but yeah, a lot of I guess I mean, she's popular, she's good, she actually, I believe she really has a passion she does have a passion for what we're talking about. But the thing is, there's a lot of people like, again, this is the truth, and I feel like that kind of like took a blow. She took a blow from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, and I can see that, you know. So that's that. But I guess there's other reviewers now, so there's a lot of more competition. Um, Jeremy Fragrance. I'll get more into Jeremy Fragrance as we finish, but let me finish this point.
There's a lot of sponsorship, and I don't blame her for that.
I just said that.
No, the fragrances are fine. I don't know anything
No,
about them,
yeah,
so
'cause they're
I
exactly.
like
You don't
them.
know
I like
anything
her
about them
opinion.
because they're like, you know,
Yeah,
she's being sponsored by them.
Yeah, I know, and I like her opinions. I mean, I think they're sponsored or not, they're well thought out, and I think she has a good energy. But
Actually, let me fast forward to the part that was puts everything in one place. So I think it's on the 30th, 28 mark, I believe. Yeah.
It kind of gets old after a while too, but once in a while I tune into Fresh and Fit, and
Oh shit. Okay, right here. I'm sorry.
Really well, but it's just a very simple formula that sex sells, and being very, very raunchy and explicit obviously drags people in. And I did see a couple of her live streams, and it was a bit past the sick bag in the comments with them like, "You look so beautiful." And it's like, why would you comment that? Like, get a lie. That is, I mean, that is a bit sad when people are.
Well, you guys were asking what her audience was, and that answer to that, that's her audience, legitimate simps. They're guys that have never experienced a vagina. Maybe they see.
Yeah, that's true. For about the audience, it's an easy target. Meaning, like, if you want, again, this is not good or bad, but I'm just gonna say it. The word is around now. The word is around, especially to females. They're going to capitalize on. They're going to capitalize on their looks. They're going to capitalize on their thing, especially when you dress sexy. Guys are going to, but especially this generation, right? And I'm not talking about you guys in particular. I'm just saying, just in general, the globalized marketplace now, which is the internet, all right? So what I've realized personally, I'm 37 now, guys don't cold approach no more, meaning they don't talk to women, and especially with this whole cancel culture, which is, I'm fucking sick of that shit. But yeah, so you got people, guys, especially these new Gentiles, that are sitting home, that can't get laid or this and this and that, and they're going to the whatever online. Their whole life is online. That's why I brought up the whole thing about Demi, about bringing her boyfriend on there, because come on, people are gonna watch her because of her looks. Of course, she likes fragrances and this and that, but come on, we're not going to bullshit ourselves in this video again. But yeah, so what I'm thinking, there's the audience, the platform, internet is bigger than ever. Everybody has it wherever you go. It's not like our time. Even when I grew up in the, that transition phase, the early 2000s, man, you still had to go check Facebook when you got home and this and this and that. But now you got fucking shit. You're watching, fuck, man, how to cook on a plane, bro. So I think I really believe now women are making more money than ever online. And if you are just even an average woman, bro, okay, you can have some success. You will have success than even the hottest guy. Because look at it this way. Look at Jeremy Fragrance. 6 foot tall. Call it the 3 6s, right? The 6 foot tall, 6-pack, 6-figure salary. Most women's dreams in a guy, which is that's only 1%, 2%, 3% of the population. That's 6 foot tall, whatever, and you factor in that's whatever. So, and even a regular moderate girl is going to catch up to him. Let's say he has everything, no flaws. Let's just say, I don't know if he has scars or whatever, but I'm just saying. And it's a cakewalk for women. It's a cakewalk for women to catch up or even break in 10,000. Because I've seen some. I'm not gonna mention names, like I said, but it's super easy. You know, and I'll be for the first one to admit, if I was a woman, hell yeah, I would take advantage too. Okay, so yeah.
Their mothers and passing when they were young, and it's just keep, you know.
Yeah. Thank you. You're right, Joey.
I don't know. Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe they've seen a
briefly,
vagina once or twice. And yeah, sorry, like I said, I'm out. But I like her, but I just feel like, you know, you
I'm sorry. So what I meant about the whole, because I'm looking at the notes and trying to focus on things. So what I meant about Demi Rowling, you know, her audience is men. So you know, she didn't know. But again, if I was her, for this, I wouldn't bring my boyfriend. She can do whatever. That's her business. But I'm just saying, as a successful standpoint, maybe she's successful enough that she doesn't even care. Who knows? But if you want to keep pursuing this, which is a lovely job, especially if you're sexy, I mean, you're successful at it, you know, I'd be like, okay, well, you know what, my boyfriend's my boy, even though he has his thing, or I wouldn't even introduce him as my boyfriend. I would bring him on the channel, right? If I was a woman, you know, I would be like, yeah, this is a partner of mine for my business or something. But you know, when you're kissing or something, this is from, again, just to bear in mind, this is from other subscribers telling me this, not the reviewers. This is subscribers, okay? So if 10 subscribers are telling me this, you know, that's a good amount. You can just be like, okay, well, probably majority of people feel like this, you know. Of course, you're gonna have diehard fans and stuff, I mean, that don't care, this and this and that. But you know, when you see women, how a subscriber told me how this thing works, okay? They're having a relationship in your head like this, okay? This is how men are in general, and I can see what he was talking about. So that woman is talking to you, even though she's talking to millions of guys, but you don't see that, okay? So that right there is that getaway with her, whatever, this and this now. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. This is just us, you know, human being and how we're programmed or whatever. But now, like I said, men are not cold approaching, or at least the newer ones that are, you know, that the only way they can, you know, have this is online watching this stuff. That's why, you know, I honestly was like, okay, so when I hit about to, almost on the verge of hitting 7,000 subscribers. This is me and 4 years doing this, okay? 4 years of doing this. I barely hit, and I'm thinking maybe the community is not big or whatever, this and that, even though there was some kind of other people getting them by, and you're like, well, why are this, what's so special? But again, you know, we can only speculate at this point. But yeah, so you're like, okay, well, whatever, maybe it's the community. But when you see just, you know, again, average women, not even sexy women, you know, that's another beast we're gonna touch in, because that's what mainly this video is about. But the subscribers are there, but they're just not subscribing to guys, which is, there's ninja watchers. They watch, they enjoy your content, and blah, 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 but they won't. But then when a girl comes, they'll subscribe. They won't even bat an eye. And so the subscribers were always there. It's just they never subscribe to guys, which, again, maybe there's other formulations we're going to get into. So anyway, if you, yeah, so let's get into it.
It's, you're targeting the lowest common denominator, with that.
But why wouldn't you? I mean,
it's easy. It's an easy exploitation. Yeah, it's an easy exploitation. So why would you waste an opportunity?
Yeah,
and it is what it is.
No, it's understandable from her end. I'm just wondering about those who are like me that watch a number of channels, and maybe a lot of y'all out there in the comments and what have you. What are their feelings as a viewer? Have you watched reviewers for a while, and then you say, you know,
what a simp is, for you guys that don't know, is that somebody that a woman that in real life or in life or regardless online, they put them on a pedestal, but they don't get nothing in return. They worship women to the state that women don't respect them, because unlike the bad boy alpha, he's mysterious, he's bad boy, he's blah 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 blah. The simp, he sells himself without knowing his value. And honestly, you know, there's a lot of simps nowadays because they don't have, again, like I said, they don't cold approach. Nobody goes out and knows what the real world is. Nobody, you know what I mean? There's less men. There's a lot of betas. There's a lot of white knights. And again, uh, these white knight, these are the simps are basically a nice guy. A nice guy finished last. They. You ever wondered, okay, you're nice. If you were ever nicely seen a nice guy and he likes his girl, but then she ends up with the bad boy. And the bad boy doesn't have to work for it or whatever. So these are the simps, and they get here, take my money without, you know, they'll do basically anything for women just for them existing, which, um, uh, what can I say? It's the world we live in. Women are born with value, and men have to create their value. I just, put it this way. I just feel like it's like, okay, if you are going to, being a woman reviewing men's fragrances on this platform is like, let's just say you got two people, they're in a video game, right? The woman, they play on easy mode because all they got to do is just show some skin, whatever. And then the guy is playing on hard mode. That's basically what it is. When you can just, like, it's amazing. Did you? I tried this experiment one time. I took a picture of my cousin, and somebody told me this a few years back because I network with other podcasts, male podcasts. So she's very average. Okay, my cousin, she's a female. Within 1 hour, putting her picture on a dating app, she got over 100 matches. I took a good looking guy, some random guy online, whatever, found like 5 of his different pictures, right? This is a good looking guy, alpha looking, chiseled jaw, everything. He, within that hour, got one match. One match. This is a fucking guy. This is what's happening in the fragrance community, like Jeremy Fragrance. And he's been there how long? How long these women have been in FRAGCOMM? Maybe months, maybe a year tops. I'm not talking about Demi and everything. I'm talking about newcomers that the word got around and they're capitalizing on their sexiness. And again, not talking bad about it. I'm not hating. I'm just stating what's going on, facts in the fragrance community. That's it.
Done with this reviewer. They don't hold my attention
I mean,
for
I
whatever
am
reason.
in a way with
you know.
with her, but the thing is, let's be honest. Okay, OnlyFans. I watch Fresh and Fit. Once in a while. That's another one.
Shout
that
out to
kinda
Fresh
gets
and
old
Fit. They're
after a while,
my
too, but
good
once in a while,
friends.
I tune into Fresh
I'll
and
show
Fit.
you some pictures.
And they have like 7 girls, and they're talking to the girls or whatever. And a lot of them are OnlyFans models, and pretty much they're all saying they're making $300,000 a year doing OnlyFans.
Sure.
But I think Curly, isn't that type. She doesn't want to do OnlyFans, so she just does something safe, and
Yeah.
because she's a family girl. Curly.
Yeah, I've been recommending that for the past year. And you don't have to be nude. She can do bikini photo shoots, gym photo shoots. It doesn't have to be anything sexual in the sense of like a sex act. But if she was smart,
OnlyFans goes to the next level.
but that's the thing.
So you can put whatever you want.
So like what I said, these women, and I know women personally. I'm gonna start going to Miami because I like I said, I know Fresh and Fit, and their whole surroundings, like the women. Again, I will show you some pictures here or here when I went to their podcast and was there live, met some people. So anyway, I'm gonna go to Miami, start working with these women. But I talked to a few of them. They're making $10,000 a fucking month, okay, on average, just selling feet pictures, shit like that. This is wow, you know. This whole thing is going to cause a bubble economy. It's going to happen. There was already the fragrance community was already oversaturated with new fragrance reviewers, men, women, whatever. Okay, but what's happening now is, I think, the blow of the blow. There, and it's the women are gonna be having competition now. The women that dress sexy or not, whatever, because there's gonna be another it chick, you know. I think Demi is safe because she already established that, and she started in a good time, the golden era of fragrance reviewing. I think anybody started a year ago, you know, whatever. But if you don't have, you know what? I'll just wait for that into the video. But yeah, it's starting, and it's just gonna be so oversaturated. It's just gonna be silly, bro. You know, again. It's totally changed. Jeremy Fragrance, like I said, his whole shtick used to be so good about having those top. You remember those videos, compliment monsters. Remember they used to have the girls with the rate this fragrance 2 out of 4, 4 out of, and this and that with what's her name, that Laura girl, which I met in FRAGCOMM a few years, and Demi, but it's just gonna be silly, and it's just gonna burst, and it's just not going to, you know. And I will get into solutions for everybody, you know. That's especially if you're a guy and you're struggling in here. I have a few pointers you can do, and which will help you, but you have to be willing to do them. So
exactly.
Let's fast forward it here.
It's 100. To reviews I've done over the last 10 years. She comes along, kind of does that without the jokes and just plays off of the sex shtick, and it explodes. You explain that to me. Someone explain that to me properly, why it works for her.
Sex sells, so she's sexy.
Yeah.
She's sexy. That's it. She's a woman. That's it.
And you're not. I mean, I mean, to be actually, I'll come. I'm not having a dig at you, really, Joey. But you could also argue her videos are a little bit more sort of. There's edits and cuts, and there may be.
She records off of an iPhone from.
Well, see, I feel like Mr. Smelly, he is a great guy. I love his content. I'm dying to try his fragrance. But Mr. Smelly, I know he's trying to keep it neutral. I think he's a neutral guy unless somebody goes after him. I seen him. He's a guy you don't want to call out or whatever. Again, not, you know, I really enjoy Mr. Smelly. And again, he has a concept right now as we speak about being successful in here in this community. I will get into that. But anyway, he said something interesting. Or, well, you know, maybe it's the cut and editing and stuff like that. No, I'm not talking about my content and stuff like that. I know some of my shit is shitty because I freestyle my videos, whatever, this and that. But look, I have thousands of dollars in fragrances. iPhone 13, podcast station. This is just for my videos. This is my private office for my videos, podcast station, everything, other iPhones to record, edit everything here, this and that. Then you got this, and then you know, where I you know what I mean, just inspiration, wall of inspiration, got sign posters. So this is just for my idea creative room, and then my warehouse where I make my fragrances is over there. I'll show it to you one day, but I got everything, and full mic. This is the personal mic right here. You can put it on your thing, whatever, talk when you're out. Another iPhone. This is when you get. I'm gonna start using this to when I'm doing my videos in. What is it called? TJ Maxx rec stores. I got another one. So actually, I take payments in this one right here. So it's money. But you know, I got everything. I got the works, yo. Right? And I'm still at fucking what he said. Just average doesn't even do anything. This and that. She blew right at him. So we can make excuses, but I understand. You know, being neutral. Again, Mr. Smelly is. I feel like he is in a comfortable state, so he doesn't really care. Not care about. He does care to other comedians because he gives a lot of people. But I'm just saying, he doesn't really. I don't know. I think he wants to be neutral when it comes down to this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Smelly. Shout out to him. So let's continue on.
Okay, I'm not saying they're super top notch, but there is a little bit more of the standard kind of formula that works on YouTube in terms of they cut to a close up, it jumps about. The way that she presents it is very bang 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 bullet points. It's planned out a bit more than yours, which were more maybe whatever you really wanted to do and say, but that you know, she's thinking about what does YouTube like, what keeps the viewer on the video. She says she like analyzes because you can do all these analytics of where people stopped watching your video and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's doing that too, apart from being good looking and stuff. Maybe more, not a criticism of you, but she's doing that more than you or I probably do. No?
I mean, you know what? You can play the game, and I don't think any of us are ill-equipped in the sense that we can't play the algorithm game and feed the beast. But I'm just, at the end of the day, it's, you know, her audience is predominantly probably like teenage to 20-year-old guys. And I just think that, you know, it's not, as far as quality goes, I mean, it's a bit, I'm trying to think of the reviewers that really go in. I mean, look at Patrick. Look at Patrick's videos. Now that takes time. Look at Killer Frags. That is real editing.
Scent Assault, yeah.
That's real editing.
These are very good, aren't they? They're very high quality production, but the views aren't there yet at all.
Sorry,
His views are not good yet at all. Sorry, go, yeah.
Oh, well, that's it. You just said what I was going to say. He literally is funny. He's got it, and the editing is top notch. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is his appreciation?
It's tough to break through because it's so saturated now, and I mean,
so,
if he keeps going, he will maybe eventually.
So let me just get into like my prediction about, because I don't want to make this an hour thing. My whole thing is one thing I agree on with Mr. Smelly. It's very oversaturated, and it's and the only people that I see actually, because you have to ask yourself right now as a guy, even though you've been here a month to, well, not a month, like a year plus, or whatever, 6 months plus, well, you know, is this worth doing it? John Castro, he was calling everybody out or whatever, this and this and that. He was actually, I enjoy his content because he was really on the point, on the money, on the fragrances. He's a straight up guy, tell you if he likes it or not. All right, but he even started selling his fragrances. He's like, dude, it's too much. And I wonder, I'm like, how many other people are like this or thinking I'm like this? And I talked to 4 other fragrance reviewers. A lot of them are parting ways. They're like, dude, this is just way too much. Maybe if I started a few years back, this and this time. And with that said, what's his name? There's fragrance reviewers that have been here, have great content, been here for like 5 years plus, 6 years plus, 8 years plus. Robes08. And he's like, bro, man, what the fuck, dude, you know? And he's what, I think at like 15, 20. And then the thing that doesn't make sense is like, bro, it's like, how do other dry, regular people, not with the girls, males are just flying through this shit. And then you got other, you know, like other people being in positions that, I don't know, that were like, dude, you know, it's a lot of things. I personally, unless if you are truly, if you don't want to capitalize here or this and this and you're a guy, if you just want to do this as a hobby, fuck yeah, hell yeah, it's a great thing, and you have money to spare, you know. But if you're just a regular Joe thinking that you're gonna make something out of it, or you're gonna be having like overnight success, look, man, I'm a fairly average looking guy, whatever, maybe above average. I make 6 figures, right? Not trying to brag. I'm just trying to tell you the circumstances, and it's like, bro, and fuck, bro, 4 years, and it's only about 7,000. I never bought subscribers. I never did this. But with that said, I talked to an expert in this whole field of having a platform, and I look at buying subscribers differently because right now, because I used to be like, dude, why would people do that? But because it's too much of a risk, you know, they can flag your account, whatever. This is not necessarily, okay. And I'm not telling you to go and do this, whatever, but it's up to you in the end of the day. If so, there's a lot of people that would buy subscribers because so you can have that oomph, that push, that you're like, oh my god, okay, well, he has this much subscribers. People only subscribe if you have followers or this or that. So what people do, especially if there's like washed up celebrities, let's just say, they're not popular as much. This is not their generation, but they want, you know, they want to get that thing started. What a lot of people do, they have people that buy subscribers for them. They actually manage their account. So they buy, let's say like let's just say they buy like 1,000 subscribers, okay, just to give it out, like, okay, that verification, okay. And then from there, they're just like, okay, well, they start promoting their thing, and then one leads to another. Okay, this was 2,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000 subscribers they buy. But in that sense, yeah, if you want to make this a business, I would say, like, yeah, look into it. You know, I'm not encouraging it, but if you want this to be more than a hobby, this and that, and I think, quite frankly, with the women here, and you know what I mean. I wouldn't overdo it. But I would look into it and see what my options are. So, in the fragrance thing, I'll just say right now, I'll get into the future of fragrance community. I think that it's going to be, right now, it's building a bubble, but the bubble can burst anytime. It's just all the great reviewers, and they're doing this for the right reasons, are either going to be, that's for the like the veteran girls and guys or whatever. They're going to be like, bro, it's not going anywhere. I'm just losing money doing this shit. Just like what we saw with John Castro, the original Dogman, and a bunch to follow. Either that, or yeah, and then they're going to be. There was already infighting with the guys and this and that for multiple reasons, a lot of other reasons, but I think there will be a lot of fighting with the girls, because the girls, there's going to be a lot of competition, because there's a new it chick. This is new, especially if people, because you know these guys are subscribing not for the fucking fragrance, bro. They're gonna, it's the sex appeal, and these women know it. You know, again, I'm gonna show you a video of this girl. She tried to do it too, but she's all covered up. She's actually, in my personal opinion, the very gorgeous out of them all. Out of all the women in FRAGCOMM, I think she is very gorgeous. Maybe she's covered up. That does it for me or whatever. You know, meaning that in all due respect, but. And for me personally, I don't care about like this cancel culture. I'm over it. I don't give a fuck, you know. And cancel what? If you know, just like Dave Chappelle said, if this is what it looks like, let it be. Then, because somebody has to fucking, you know, say something, and that's why I'm talking. I'm telling the truth. It can't get silenced because fucking what happened to First Amendment? I can't. Well, I mean, like, come on, bro. Like, dude, we're gonna be. It's gonna be like that fucking world in Demolition Man. You ever seen Demolition Man? When nobody, if you cuss, you're gonna get a ticket or say something, even the truth. Like what the fuck? Okay. So anyway, I feel like yeah, that's going to happen. It's already happening because people are talking. It's on people's radar. People are like, dude. So my whole thing is on how to adapt. Like I said earlier, Mr. Smelly has a good concept. What I meant, do more live chats. Live chats. We have to come together, especially if you're a guy, even a girl, if that's, you know, in the same shoes that like you see your channel not going anywhere. You have to coexist. You have to link up because two heads are better than one. Because I enjoyed this. Look at this. This is just like all their opinion, you know. Talk even though it's not about it's about FRAGCOMM, but what's going on, update podcasts, updates, something that you don't agree on, just talk about the damn thing if you want to be successful here now, because you know, apparently there's a lot of you know, bullshit going on. Like I said, the women that dress up sexy, and I'll say it one last time, that dress up sexy, and the word is around, they're gonna come. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. This is just the truth. Like I said, nothing good or bad. We just got to adapt. You know what I mean? Well, instead of like, you know, like or give up or find another path. Or again, what I did is work with other channels. Get out of FRAGCOMM. Get people into FRAGCOMM. Newcomers, you know. I would say it's a good thing that the sex appeal. I'll say why. Because they're going to draw a lot of attention to the fragrance community, which we never had before. You know what I mean? Your average people that don't know about fragrances or whatever, this and this and that. Guys, you know. But at the same time, they're going to be drawn in and they're going to be, you know, whatever. It might be good. It might be not good. What else? Work, yeah, like I said, work with other channels. Dating for men, men's health, barbershop. Because I was thinking about that barbershop. You know how they like if you do a collaboration live stream, like yeah, what's good with you know, somebody takes a haircut that's going to the office, whatever. Merge those things together, you know. Because what I do right now, I go with my fragrance line. I work with community barbershops, and that actually gave me a good amount of success locally, you know, in my city, Washington, D.C. So, African American barbershops are the best, yo. Especially, I've noticed a lot of African American males, guys, love fragrances, you know, especially just like Arabs, we're into that shit, like long lasting, you know. So, you know, barbershops. Let me see. Let me see. Live streams. Buy subscribers. No, I'm fucking with you. Let me see. You gotta just branch out of the fragrance community, you know? I say, like, I'll go so far as to work with some of these women. Actually, you know, for me, I tried to work with one, and she reviews men's fragrances, and she you know, in the Spanish side, she has an audience, and so that wasn't going to work out because I don't know Spanish. I do Arabic. If you speak another language, cater to that audience and reviewing men's fragrances. Like, I'm going to start talking in Arabic in the Middle East because there's a shortage on that, not only in the US in English. So venture off if you know another language, even Spanish, because you notice if you go on like the Spanish channels and like Spanish songs and everything, there's some Spanish songs that you never heard of, but they got millions and millions and millions of views, and you're like, that's just an average Spanish song, because the market is so loyal and dedicated, they'll just subscribe to everything. You know what I mean? Again, this is just if you want to capitalize, if you want to make some money, and even if you use this as a hobby, it doesn't hurt to make that extra money so you can keep reviewing fragrances, especially if you're interested in whatever. Have a shtick, because let me tell you, as a guy, you guys can't dress sexy unless if whatever, if wear a wig and come up here and identify as a woman. That's the next. But I'm just trying to find the facts. But again, stick together, make some things. Let's end this video. I don't want to show you the girl that says that shit too. So about fragrance community.
You get there, but it's not like you just do.
Hold on.
So perhaps more.
Sorry, guys. My history.
In the sense that we can't play the algorithm game and feed the beast, but I'm just, at the end of the day, it's, her audience is predominantly probably like teenage to 20-year-old.
Watch this already.
Fragrance did have to work at it too, but yeah, obviously the being sexy helped. I mean, to be fair though, there are very good-looking women who have YouTube channels that don't do the same strategy as her and don't have that massive a following.
Because they don't dress sexy.
To just say, oh, she looks good on the camera, so she does also have to do all the other stuff.
Okay, so let me show you the girl that I'm talking about. Let me see, it's in my history. Is it? What is this? Hold on. Yeah, right here. So, let me fast forward to.
In a community like this or something, and in your own videos so that you can grow as a creator. This is what everybody does in every niche, not just on YouTube. Like if you're an artist, you would first look at people like Vincent Van Gogh. So I took my notebook and I went to study all these successful channels in the fragrance community, and I was like ready to understand what I am missing here, what I should do better to gain more followers or to succeed in a community like this or something. And I realized, that's the moment of realization, my friends. I realized that this whole community is basically made, like more or less, let's say like 80% of the community is simps. Guys, I have said it. I don't care what you think. This is the truth, okay? And don't worry right now. Like, before you attack me, I'm gonna prove it to you right here, right now. So one thing that was common in all these channels was basically objectification of females, which is basically an essential part of gaining views from simps, because
you heard it from a female, so you don't come back and fucking tell, oh, you're just guys, you're like, you're pissed off. Bro, it's an expensive hobby, first of all. Second of all, they're going to take advantage of it. That's how it is. And you just got to get in terms. And you, as a guy, or even as a woman, here, too, because I don't want... the whole thing comes down to it. It's not about the woman. It's about them knowing that if I dress sexy and everything, that's it. You're game on. You can be trying everything. Like she said, what did she say? She tried everything, videos, editing, whatever, bro. You can do that shit till you turn blue, yo. And you're not going to go nowhere. And again, it's just going to be flooded. You think now? Just give it a few months because they know they look, man. It's sad, but that's the nature of this shit. And and we're talking about people leaving. She left. She doesn't do this shit anymore. So there you go from a woman.
That's how they function. Weak men need things to make them weak, and so the only way to make those men who are weak much weaker is to actually show them your goods. And so that's pretty much common in all these channels. So if it's a female making videos, she's gonna kind of show more skin, kind of like give like that provocative look in the titles or something. And if it's a male making fragrance reviews, they're gonna get models, okay, and they're gonna make them wear provocative clothes, and they're gonna put her in the thumbnail. Like,
so that's what I forgot to tell you. Another way to expand. Fuck it, just they're gonna be sexy and just sexy. If you have the opportunity, or if you have the extra money to bring girls, because let me tell you, to bring an attractive girl, and you're just gambling here, you know, most of the time it does work, whatever, to get little views and whatever, you're gonna have to at least drop $100 an hour, bro. And that's not, you know, from the time she comes in to the time she leaves, minimum $100 an hour. And fuck, you have to start over, you had to do this or whatever. If you're lucky, you'll get like one set price. But then in the same time, you're like, dude, is this even worth it? Bro, the fragrances are fucking expensive. And this, you know, so you're stuck as a guy. And she has a choice too. She's a woman. She has a choice too. And she decided not to look sexy and to capitalize on this shit, okay? So, and she's having a hard time, okay? So, when you get a girl here, you gotta ask yourself, okay, pay this, pay that. Is this even fucking worth it, yo? You know? So, I don't know. I honestly, I just give you my 2 cents and what my opinion would be and what would be the best way if you want to continue doing fragrance reviewing. You know, regardless if it's capitalizing or if it's a hobby. I mean, if it's a hobby, whatever, this and that. But again, you're gonna want to get some kind of pay, so at least you pay for your fragrance. And we're not even talking about, yo, I want to do this as a career to make more money, to make 6 figures, whatever. It's not going to happen. Forget about it. You know, one guy said, I don't know, I heard this, if you're not Jeremy Fragrance, just quit a fragrance community. Which, into some sense, if you're in it to make a profit, he's kind of right. You know, if you're not Jeremy Fragrance or whatever, this and this and that, you just you might as well look for a day. And another way you can do this: adapt your channel to another content. Slowly ease out of the fragrance community into reviewing movies, reviewing other stuff. I would say masculine stuff, reviewing, let me see, reviewing the news, or current events, what's going on, this and that. Have like a Timcast kind of thing, you know, whatever comes up, just this and that. Reviewing music videos, movies, everything. That wouldn't cost not even a quarter of what we do. You know, it's just gonna cost more time because you have to sit there and watch the stuff and do this and that, blah blah blah. Or you have other options like bringing girls to your channel. I still think the cheapest route to do it is to collaborate with other fragrance reviewers. Collaborate and talk about what's going on. Podcasts. What do you think? This stories. Don't talk about only top 10 lists, man. Not top 10 lists, because that's kind of getting old. I would say story time with fragrances, what happened, compliment times. Let me see. What else? thinking about gun reviews, you know, it's don't worry, it's unsafety. But yeah, gun reviews. I think gun reviews will be a good one because that if you want to just be semi successful, you'll definitely get that. And I think gun reviews, if you start off with like a few guns, cost you $1,000, unlike this. But there's an expense in that too. So, but anyway, but if you want the guarantee success, and it would cost a little bit less than the fragrance reviewing, gun reviews will be good. It's still fairly young. I think there's only a handful of gun reviewers, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of shorts on fragrance reviewing. I mean, gun reviewing. But whatever. That I'm just throwing ideas out. But let's continue to this video.
That. And that's how you basically get views. That's how you get popular. And the second thing that you must do to be popular in this community is to mix in like a very, what you say, like a okay, that's not the right word to say. What I mean by that is you have to like put in a title like drive her crazy, make her wet. Trust me guys,
Yeah.
They will pull out their last few bullets that they have, and they will write a title like make her wet or something.
Yeah, not only that, they're gonna the thing is, it's not even about them knowing their sexuality and knowing right now, and the word is getting around, spreading like wildfire. What's demolishing the quality of this? You got to look at the Simps. The Simps are soon enough either, and most likely a lot of people are gonna quit. Even though I'm saying this advice, maybe this video won't reach people, but and to hear what your options are, what I could see, like merging to other areas or working with other channels or something like that. The thing is, a lot of people sadly are going to quit, and the quality is not going to be there anymore. The passionate people, this is just a prediction. I might be wrong. And again, I'll be the first one to admit it if I'm wrong, but I'm just predicting. So let's continue the other video. But you saw, I just wanted to show you basically, she got a point, and it's coming not only from guys that are saying this, women are this, and even some regular women that decide not to. It's basically when women dress sexy and know they're dressing sexy, we're not gonna be like, oh yeah, this is me. They know what they're doing, just the truth. Again, it's just like playing a video game. When they dress sexy, they're playing it on easy mode. YouTube is the video game. They're playing it in easy mode, and the rest of us are playing it on hard mode. Plus.
And she has to have a personality, and she does have charisma and energy. Like I've seen women, that has to be done right too.
I agree that you do have to pay attention to what the algorithm is doing, but I also feel that if you're a good looking woman and you go after the sex sells market,
yeah,
it's a cakewalk. You could literally have a 720p camera, but if you're hot as fuck and you're talking sexy to a bunch of guys,
I just show you I have a full studio just for this. 4 years.
they're gonna tune in. It's like when someone takes a shit in the middle of the road. If it wasn't for them, I mean, how many women are subscribed to it?
2%, she says.
Okay, that well,
says that. She says hello to all you guys and my 2% of female subscribers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I wonder why. It makes you wonder why.
But here's the deal. There's going to be another female fragrance reviewer who's
Hi, Hillary and Yara.
entertaining.
That's what I just said. another fragrance reviewer. It's going to be another it chick. And what's going to happen is either going to be a lot of competition without the girls, and there going to be a lot of, you thought it was a lot of infighting with the guys and stuff like that. It's going to be drama, and then it's just going to be oversaturated, and God knows where it's going to go from there. But I know guys are starting to leave, um, uh, sadly, because again, who you can't blame them.
And has better editing skills that's going to come along.
What's up, man?
And that's going to be the new, and she's going to, go out on location to different locations, and like Jeremy sort of did in the beginning. And there's going to be another one that comes along, and she's going to feel it too. But now,
Yeah, it was
time.
long. We knew for a long time that if a woman can.
Anyway, so what I wanted to tell you, that's basically, I want to end this video because I went to like 1 hour. Wow. Like I said, just to recap, basically, and I don't even want to be like, hey, to the guys that are not subscribed, please subscribe, because I don't ask, if sadly, even if your content is is good, whatever, but if you're a guy, chances are you're not gonna get as much viewers than just a woman that's sexy, that knows that she's gonna, that she's just sexy. Again, bro, it is what it is. What the fuck? You can't. I mean, what am I sugarcoat this shit for you? Oh yeah, wait. I can talk to what the fuck I want to talk about. I want to get that shit straight. This is what's happening. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it's sad because it's coming to an end. The good reviewers are leaving just because of people subscribing, to other people because of their sexiness and that advantage, which there's nothing I can do about it. Again, you can just adapt, like I said. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much covered everything, just do more like live streams, collaborate, venture off, like I said, go to barbershop channels, haircutting channels, self-improvement channels, health channels, even damn their business channels, and talk about fresh office fragrances if it comes down to that, because you have to hit all gloves are off now. You got to hit all kinds of things, and if you have the money, bring women here, test it out, see if it's worth it, and get more sexy. You gotta it's a competition now. It's, I wouldn't say unfair, because it's the nature of the thing. And and we're not gonna be like, oh, all of a sudden these women just came here. They know they're targeting these men. And why do these men wear fragrances? Why? 90% of the time to attract the other sex or whatever you're into, but we're just talking about men and women here now. To attract women. That's why my date fragrances are jumping. The date fragrances, the club fragrances are popular in my channel. Every time I bring a woman on my channel, 2,000-3,000 plus views, the best videos I have. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, and I'll just tell you, they know what's up. They're gonna go. They're gonna hit the market. They're gonna dress sexy, and there's nothing we can do about it. So, but again, I gave you some pointers. If you have any questions, comment down below, yo. Subscribe if you want to subscribe at this point, So, but yeah, still love you guys. And let's try to work together. All right. And I just want to tell you one thing. When you see somebody hating or somebody, it's easy to call them jealous, especially if that person, like I said, has money or doesn't do this or whatever. It's not about the fucking jealousy, my friend. It's an expensive hobby, and especially if you're taking money from your enjoyment to, and a lot of people, and you really got to ask yourself as a reviewer, who am I even helping doing this? You know what I mean? Am I supposed to do this? Am I happy here? Am I, you know what I mean? So if you're not happy and this and that, that's up to you. You're men, you know what I mean? Continue, don't continue. But sadly, we know where this is going. So, but yeah, comments, subscribe. I'm sorry for ranting on. That's this kind of video. Fragrance of the night. Might as well say Nuit de L'Homme. Great powdery fragrance. Love it. This is actually a 2016 batch, the one that performs. And let's do it again. Let's pop in this spray, refresh, because that was like 4 hours ago, and it's actually still 8 hours plus on my skin. Unlike the new one only gives me about total 5 hours performance. That one 8 to 9 hours. Love you guys. Take care. Comment down below if you have any questions. Peace.